Hi, I am Shivan Sam of the session number URK18CS277, and today I'm going to explain the seventh experiment of OS lab, that is reader writer problem and producer consumer problem. So there are two sub problems today, that is like reader writer, and then second one is producer consumer. So today's aim is just to write the conceptual program. The source code for both are the reader writer and producer consumer using C++ code format. So here I set up then the descriptions and then the structure, and then I'm just going directly into the program and I'm going to explain from there how it is being done. So this is my first program. That's the first one, reader writer. So semaphore dot, I'm putting a set of head files that is like semaphore.h, pthread.h, and then bits of standard C++.h. I'm putting using namespace std because it's C++ and all that stuff. So semd write.mx, int of cnt equal to 1, int of number reader is equal to 0. Void writer, first I'm opening the first file, and then int of I is equal to star int of wno, that means void writer is just a short form of it, and then sem weight of the write, cnt, that is like cnt into 2, count is counted to 2, and then if you see out writer modified count to, and then it gets displayed the I, the variable, and the count, and then sem post, what I have written will be posted over here, goes into the sem post. And then here's my writer function. For my reader function, what I have to do is int of I is equal to star int of rno, the real number, sem weight of ampersand mx, num reader plus plus. If num reader is equal to 1, then it goes into sem weight of write, and then close the bracket, and then sem post of mx, cout reader of I, read count as cnt, gets displayed over there. And then sem weight of mx, num reader minus minus. If num reader is equal to 0, if it is 0, if it's equal to 0, means sem post of write gets posted over there. And then sem post ampersand mx, and then thread exit of 0. And then here's how the reader writer function is taking place. And then if I go to the main function, I have to call both of these functions over there. So it's like pthread of t, read of 10, write of 5, giving as the size of it, sem int of mx comma 0 comma 1, and then sem int of write of 0 comma 1, and then int r equals 0, w for read, 10 for w, that is a write for 5. And then for int of I equal to 0, I is less than 10, I'm taking a for loop, r of I is equal to I plus 1. Then pthread create of read of I, null ampersand reader ampersand r of I, and then for int of I equal to 0, I is less than for I plus plus, it gets into w for the write function, and then for pthread of create, it goes to the right, and then ampersand of write of I, null writer, and then writer of I gets displayed, gets created. And then for I equal to 0, I is less than 10 I plus plus, it goes to pthread join. If it's equal to 0 is less than 10, for read function, then it gets displayed the pthread joins read of I comma null. And then for write also, if I equal to 0, I is less than 5 as the count size, and then I plus plus, it goes again to the join function, pthread has joined, then it goes to the right of I, it is in the right function, it's counted for the right of I comma null. And then it's like sem destroy of both, and then gets return 0 for mx and for write, and then it's return 0. So if I'm running this program, running the program, it's compiling. I just pull this up. Yes, and then here's my program. Reader count as 1, reader count as 1 for each and every sort of reader. For reading it for 10 variable size, and then for writing for 5 variable size, and it's all done over there. So for reader 9, like read count as 1. For the second, for all the read for 9, 7, 8, 6, I'm taking read count as 1. For writer 1, 2, I mean like for 1 it is 2. For writer 2 it is 4. For writer 3 it is 8. For writer 4 it is 16. And for reader 5 I'm taking it as 16. read count, and then writer 5 writer has been become modified count to 32. So it gets added up, checks if the count is less than 5, checks if all the count has been completed, like if the read count is 10, if the write count is 5, it gets added up, it sums all the value and then gives the final. So read count is equal to 32 for each. For reader 4, 3 and 2, the read count will be 32. So here is what the summing up takes place. The write and the read count is also taking place up to 10 variables for read, up to 5 variables for write. So here is how read and write count is being done. Now when I'm going to my second sub program, I'm just going into the next one. The next one is producer consumer problem. So producer consumer problem, producing it and then consuming it. Okay, so I'm just going into the program. I'm going to explain the program, how it is done. So hash include string, hash include iostream are the header files using namespace std, int mutex equal to 1, full is equal to 0, empty is equal to 5, and then if n is equal to 5, buffer is also giving the space as 5, int n of 0, int out of 0, void weight of int of ampersand n, and then n is n minus equal to 1, so void signal int of n ampersand n plus is equal to 1. So void producer, I'm waiting over there, void producer if empty is equal to 0, that means cout buffer is full if the empty is equal to 0, and it gets returned. Cout enter the value and then int of item, see in the item, and then it's entering the item, and then wait for empty, wait for mutex, buffer gets saved, and then in is equal to in plus 1 modulus n, and then in is equal to in plus 1 modulus n, signal of mutex and signal of full. So it just checks like how many mutex has been there, how many, like, you know, if the variable has been set full, if my array has been full, how much I've produced. And then when I'm going for the consuming, it goes like int of c is equal to buffer of out, means how much I've taken out, and then the consumed value for consuming, it gets displayed over there. So out is equal to out plus 1 modulus of n, means it checks out how many modulus, like how many variables I'm pulling out of the array, and the signal of mute is signal of empty. So if it is empty, the buff, it shows as the buffer is empty. If it is not empty, it gets on consuming once I'm going for the consume option. And then int of main, like then I'm going for the int main function, and then just I'm calling these two functions, that is producing and consumer, both into the main function, and then it goes for nch, opening the do while, I mean the do while loop, I'm sorry, yes, and then cout, two functions produce consume, three functions produce consume and exit means enter the program, enter your choice if it's 1 or 2 or 3, and then cn of ch, and I'm using the switch case for case 1 for producing, case 2 for consuming, case 3 is for exiting. So case 1, if mutex is equal to 1, means mutex means if the option is 1, producing values, I can go to, it goes directly to the producer function. I can enter the variables, I can enter the values, how much I'm putting into the array. It's like an array, it's like a stack thing. I mean, like, you know, taking, I mean, like not stack, I mean, like, you know, it's like, yeah, it's a stack, I'm just taking, I can consume it, push and pull. So saying like that, I can produce it, I can consume it, pushing and then pulling it out. And then my third function is exiting. After these three functions, it breaks out. I mean, switch case, it breaks. And then after all the function, I'm closing the bracket, and the while ch is not equal to 3, means if ch, if there are only three options, 1, 2, 3, and if the ch, if I'm going like 4, 5, 6, it's an error and gets stopped over there. So I'm just going directly into the program. Let's get it from the program, how it's been done. So first I'm entering my choice, I'm just pulling this up. Yes, I'm just giving my option as 1. I'm taking it as 23. I'm again opting for 1, and then I'm going for 20. I'm putting the value into it, and then I can take it as again 1. I'm putting it as 85. And then I'm going to, I pushed 3 variables, that is 23, 20, and 85 into the stack, and now I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to consume it, so I'm going to go for option 2. First it comes as 23. It's getting consumed, it's getting pulled out from the first. Again, I'm using the second option, it's going to go for 20, and then I'm going to go for the second option again, it's going to pull 85. Yes, I have entered 85. Again, I'm going to go for the second option. Obviously, it's going to come, my buffer is empty because the stack is empty, there's no more values. And then if I go for again the second option, my buffer is always empty. So here is the end of my program. I'm sorry, my video got cut in between. So here is my third option. I went for choice 3 and then it got exited from the function. So this is how I do my two function. This is how I do my program. This is how the seventh program is done. The two sub problems are reading and writing, reader writer, and then producer and consumer. So this is how two options have been done: producing, consuming, and then reading and then writing. How many functions are there? So this is how the seventh experiment has been done. So here ends my seventh experiment about reader writer problem and producer consumer problem. Thank you.